Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm not going to try to be an alarmist, so I'll get to the point. I believe that the state of Texas this year may become the tipping point for civil war in the United States. There is a place close to where I live that's called Egale Pass. The National Guard along the border has been taking over where ICE agents and Border Patrol agents normally operate, and they're not letting the federal officers operate because they're just letting everybody in. Over 1.2 million people process through my city in El Paso, Texas, every year for the last 3 years. I cannot tell you how unsafe it is downtown. The federal government and the state government having serious issues about who has the right to enforce their part of the law is coming to what's called a tipping point. And that's from a Canadian book by the author by the name of Malcolm Gladwell. He's kind of a loon, but the tipping point makes a lot of sense. I got a couple of texts maybe 10 minutes ago. If things come to a head, that very well may be the tipping point for between our current federal government and the state of Texas. The federal government does not live here in the state of Texas. They all live up in the DMV, which is called the District, Maryland, and Virginia. There's a big loop around that, the capital city, and all the surrounding areas are just filled with attorneys, lawyers, politicians, people trying to get contracts from the government, and they think that's the way the rest of the world lives, and it's not. I can tell you from a personal perspective, and when I go to veterans organizations, when I go to political events, when I go to charity events, when I go to high school events, when I go to coaching events to help out, a lot of people where I live are getting tired of the federal government telling us what we can and can't do when they don't live here. And if the federal government tries to take back the park at Egale Pass, and you can look it up, and there's a couple other places down here in El Paso that they're going to try to, if they try to do that by force, I think that is the tipping point for us to, I don't think there's any way to turn back from that. So, I don't know, I'm going to go get dressed and go off and see a mom, a wife, well, spouse, and her daughter, and ask them if they need anything, and then I'll try to get back here in a reasonable amount of time for me, and I hope you consider this. If you have something important to say to someone, specifically to someone, I hope you decide to make the effort to do it in person. And I hope you have the physical and moral courage to sit there and listen to what they have to say in response. All right? Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. And if you can't, you have to take care of yourself. Like a fart in a G-string, West Texas, El Paso, I'm out of here. 2024 shaping up to be very bumpy. Bye-bye.